Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and the pitfuturestrading.com coming to you this Thursday afternoon, March 19th. We're looking at the last couple of days of the market profile of the SPY ETF. And everything we spoke about this morning, we basically got it. Said I'd like to consolidate today. Well, we couldn't get any more consolidation than this. We have an inside day. ES does not have an inside day, but we do. We ended 11 wide out of 13 time frames. We traded below the December 18 low in A period, but never came back down to it again. The only thing I'm not crazy about is we end with a P shape. And a P shape, as you all know, is short covering. So if that's all we're going to get to the upside, then this thing isn't going to work to get this higher. Yeah, it can go higher a couple of days, but we need longer-term money coming in and not just short covering here near the bottom. So that's something to certainly keep an eye on. But with an inside day tomorrow should provide for a great opportunity. We are still one-time framing down 4 days. As far as opportunities this morning, I said I was not going to do a trade in A period. Well, I lied. I also didn't think we were going to go all the way back down and get below December's lows from 2018. So when we did, I got on board. Now, I've been trading both the ETF and the options. I got on board with the ETF small, 100 shares. As we went down, bought another 200 shares or so. And when it rallied up, took them out for about $2.50. So it ended up being a nice trade. It's the only reason I did that trade. I was going to wait A out. But once we got there, I thought it was a good opportunity. And that worked out fine. B period. As soon as B took out A's high, got on board again. This time with a call, that worked out nice. C period came back in. We had an inside bar. It came back in below the opening. Came back above it. Went long when we got above it. Took it up. That worked out well. Took a short. My only short of the day was an F period. So we battled the opening back and forth 4 time frames, got above it. We had a chance for a trend day twice with single prints. One set lasted literally for like a second. But you can see now, obviously in this market, how volatile it is. It's tough at times to say, okay, we're going to get a P shape or a B shape or whatnot. But you can see it starting to form early. So when we made new highs in D, made new highs in E, and came right back in, once F came down, now I was starting to look for the afternoon pullback low. So instead of just waiting for the afternoon pullback low, when F took out E's low, I got short. It turned out to be a very nice trade. Took it down to around here and got out. Got long in G. G came down, took out F's low. Now, both periods went below the opening, but both came back rather quickly. And as soon as it came back above the opening, I got long again in G. I period got long right as soon as we took out H's high to stop the one-time framing down and took that up. The one trade I didn't do, which I should have, was K, right? We saw what kind of pattern we were getting. When K made a new high, that was pretty much an obvious short there because we were already 9 wide. We were already 9 wide. We already had a chance for a trend day up. We didn't get that. So the odds of coming back into the day's range and most likely back to POC were good. And I didn't take that short. That would have been a nice trade, but that's okay. And then in M period, the only losing trade I had today, and thank goodness I did it with the ETF. When M started, I said I will not do anything unless we take out L's high and stop the one-time framing down. I thought if we took out L's high, we'd have a good chance to actually go out with a price probe. K was actually a price spike. If we had closed above E's high, that would have been the base of the price spike. But we didn't. So it's gone. But once M took out L's high, I thought there was a relatively good chance that the odds were starting to go that we might take out the day's high. Now, I didn't get long up here, but when M pulled back, especially around, I'm going to think it was like it was above our POC, somewhere around here, I got long the ETF. And obviously, it drove down and even took out L's low. I actually bought some more down here rallied up, had a loss, but it wasn't a big one because I wasn't long a lot. But if those were options, I would have gotten crushed. So good thing I didn't do that. We ping-ponged around inside yesterday all day. Like I said, there was a good chance we were going to do, right? So it was pretty much for first time in a while, all the market-generated information, everything else came together pretty good, even though the volume was still very heavy. Right now, we're at 276 million. The average is 241 with the after hours. We did over 320 yesterday. So we're still going to do probably 285, 290 today. So still very heavy volume, and that's with an inside day. Okay, destinations for tomorrow. So your first one on the upside. So we closed at 240.51. Your first destination on the upside will be our POC 11 wide at 242.38. Then we have today's high of 247.38 and yesterday's high of 248.37. For the downside, we will use G as our afternoon pullback low, and that's 238.82. Then we have today's low of 232.22 and yesterday's low of 228.02. So once again, a lot of reference points far and wide apart. Okay, now let's go to the charts. Again, monthly, I'll just do real quick. We're above December's low and certainly above this month's low so far. I think it's very key to stay above that. I really think that's going to be important for the bulls to put in any kind of a bottom for now. Weekly, with 1 day to go, obviously, unless we have something spectacular happen, tomorrow we're going to have our fourth week in a row, one-time framing down. Again, we're above this week low, which was that monthly low. So looking for silver linings here, people. And then on the daily, and here's the big one, and we spoke about this many times now. But until you get change on the daily, you can't get change on the weekly or monthly, right? So what do we have now? We're still one-time framing down, 4 days. Nothing's changed yet, right? We have not taken out the previous day's high, 4 days. I know the ES did. We did not. Inside day, we traded inside yesterday's range. Obviously, the ES did not. So this is critical for me tomorrow. If you come out of it to the upside, you stop the one-time framing down. We're going to take out 2 daily highs because these two are very close together. And then we see if we can go and get these 2 days highs. If we can't get them tomorrow, maybe you close close to them. At least you stop the one-time framing down, and then we start another leg maybe to the upside next week. That's the goal for the bulls. If you're a bear, you're laughing at this rally. We're still down. We closed at 269.32 last week. We're still down $29 on the week right now. We were only up 51 cents today after the carnage we had yesterday at one point. So the bears are basically laughing, saying all it was a P shape. It's short covering. You're going nowhere. And if they take out today's low to the downside, well, then we don't have a short-term bottom yet. And you're going to be going lower, at least another leg lower, and possibly to that 208 level we have spoken about. I hope you had a good day trading. Get some rest. These days are certainly grueling. These last 3 weeks to a month. Rest up. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.